Did you know that colors can really affect your mood and emotions? Scientists have studied this for years, and artists know all about controlling color to help with mood and emotion in a work of art. For example, my shirt today. When I'm wearing red, I feel confident, I feel energized, I feel powerful and strong. The color blue makes me feel really calm, serene, and peaceful. Green is my favorite color, and for me, it provides a lot of comfort and creativity. And some days, I just want to wear all the colors because my mood is telling me life is too fun to just settle on one color. So today we're going to get inspired by our mood and the colors we might choose according to our mood to make a mood color chameleon. Let's get started. Here's what you need today. To begin my mood color chameleon, I'm going to start with the head of my chameleon. So I'm going to come in about 3 fingers from the side, and I'm going to make a little tick mark to myself. And notice my paper is landscape style, horizontal across my desk. All right, that tick mark is going to be the tip of the nose of my chameleon. Then I'm going to make another 3 fingers with that tick mark lining up on one side of my 3 fingers. And I'm going to make another tick mark on the other side. That is how wide my chameleon head is going to be. So right here where this tick mark is, I'm going to make a long curved line. And my line is about the length of my index finger. And it's just slightly curved to the side of my paper. Now I'm going to make a really big curve that stretches from this curve all the way to this tick mark. And that's the top of the head of my chameleon. I'm going to make that curve go a little bit past my tick mark. So now I have this big curved line and this slightly curved line here. And next I'm going to make another curved line that connects this line with this one. Let's see, what kind of shape does this remind you of? That's right, a triangle, because it's got 3 sides. But a triangle has straight sides and this one has curved sides. Let's get started drawing the body of our chameleon. I'm going to go to the top of my head and come down a little bit, about 1 finger in width to about here. And I can even draw a little tick mark to help me. And I'm going to make a rainbow line, a curved line like this. This is going to be the back of my chameleon, and it's nice and curved. The belly of my chameleon is going to have another slight curve, kind of like this one. It's not going to be straight and it's not going to be a real curve like this one. It's just going to be slightly curved. It comes up and down about where the back ends here. Then I'm going to continue this line all the way down to make my curly tail. So I'm going to extend this curved line all the way down, and it's going to wind around to make a spiral, getting smaller and smaller and smaller until I stop in the middle. But my tail needs to connect here. So I'm going to extend this line all the way down, and it gets thinner and thinner as I work my way around in that spiral. And I'm going to keep going until I reach the end. Kind of like the yellow brick road. Goes around and around and around. Next, I need the legs for my chameleon. So the front leg is going to be a little bit bigger than the back leg. So I'm going to come in about 1 finger from the head, make a little tick mark to myself. That's where I'm going to start. And I'm going to make a big upside down U shape. And then about 2 fingers, make another tick mark. And this is where my back leg is going to go. And again, I'm gonna make another U shape. It kind of slants to one side a little bit, but it's quite a bit smaller than the one here. Next, I'm gonna come from this point and I'm going to make a curved line that comes down like this. And another curved line that comes down like that. This is gonna be the elbow for my front leg, and it's gonna follow the same curve here. So it goes out and down. Same way here, out and down. Next, I'm gonna make two upside down curved V shapes to show the feet for my chameleon. So here's a curved V here, upside down V. And there's a curved upside down V here. So there's one foot. And this one's gonna be a little bit smaller. A curved V here and a curved V here. Notice I don't need these lines anymore, so I can use my eraser to erase. Next, I need that spiky part of the chameleon that goes all the way from the head and stretches all the way down to the tail. So I'm going to be making a zigzag line that kind of leans to one side. I'm starting at the head and making a zigzag line that kind of leans to one side. And as I reach the tail, I'm gonna make my zigzag line a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller. And it's not gonna go all the way around the spiral. I'm gonna stop it about there at the bottom of the spiral. I'm ready to start on the face for my chameleon. Kind of right in the center here, not too high, not too low, but right here in the center, I'm going to draw a big circle for the big bulging eye of my chameleon. Next, I'm going to draw a little football shape inside of the eye. It's kind of like a squished circle with 2 points, almost an oval shape, but pointy. Inside, I'm going to draw another circle. Around the side of my circle, I'm going to draw a line to show that wrinkle in the chameleon's skin. Next, he needs a mouth. So from this point here, I'm going to draw a long line, and I can have it curl up for a smile, or I can have it curve down for a frown. It all depends on the mood of your chameleon. Next, I'm going to draw the tongue for my chameleon. Just like the tail, I'm going to make it a spiral. I'm going to have it come out and spiral around and around and around. I'm going to add some stripes on the back of my chameleon. So what I'm going to do is just draw some long curved V shapes coming down from the back of my chameleon. And they might get bigger as I go, and then smaller as I make my way towards the tail. Think about the habitat for your chameleon. Is it in the grass or is it on a branch? Where is your chameleon? I'm gonna make mine on a branch. And so I'm gonna draw the top of my branch here, and I really wanna make it look like it's standing on the branch. So I wanna hop over my feet so it looks like the feet are really resting on that branch. And I'm even gonna make some smaller branches by creating some Ys, the letter Y, with those smaller branches. And just like in real life, the branches get smaller and smaller the further out from the tree trunk it goes. I think I want to have another branch up here. Maybe you just see part of it. And I'm going to add some leaves that look like big ovals with pointy ends, that same kind of football shape that I used for the eye here. And I want it to look really, really leafy, so I'm going to have some of my leaves overlapping. Overlapping means one on top of the other. Maybe even some of the leaves are going back behind the chameleon. I'm ready to outline my pencil lines with a permanent marker. You could use a black crayon or a black marker if you want. I'm going to use a Sharpie. Now I'm going to use my eraser to erase any stray pencil lines I have. The chameleon I colored last time was really happy and ready to party, so I used lots of different colors and I blended colors together. I chose colors that were next to each other on the color wheel so that they would blend well together. My chameleon is really calm and really peaceful and really zen, so I think I'm going to be using my cool colors. So blues, greens, maybe some purples in there too. As I color, I'm going to remember to color really neatly, coloring back and forth in the same direction. I'm going to try my best to stay inside the lines, and if I want to blend colors, I'm going to use colors that are naturally next to each other on the color wheel. They're neighbors on the color wheel, and those colors are called analogous colors. So if I'm thinking about an analogous color to blue, I might think about using purple, or artists call it violet, or green. Green and violet are neighbors to blue on the color wheel. I could even add some texture or patterns onto my chameleon. In this example, I put some polka dots on him, and then I made lots of different bright colors, blending light and dark colors together here on the stripes, and then kind of making this faded effect, almost like tie-dye, where I went from violet to blue to green to yellow, orange, and all the way down his curly tail. I'm finished coloring my mood chameleon in his kind of blue mood. He's calm, he's peaceful, he's groovy, he's just chilling. It's time for me to work on the background. So it's up to you if you want to make your background with realistic colors. I'm thinking that my chameleon will really pop off the page if I make my background contrasting colors from what's going on his body. I think maybe I'm gonna do some sunset colors. I'm thinking reds, pinks, oranges in the background. And I think I'm going to color my branch brown and the leaves green. Done coloring my mood chameleon, and I think my chameleon is in a really chill mood. He's calm, he's watching the sunset, he's waiting to eat some mosquitoes that are coming out and listening to the crickets chirp. But maybe your chameleon is really excited, maybe it's got lots of reds and pinks and purples, who knows? Because when you're creating, The possibilities are